Now, live from KUSI, this is Good Business San Diego. Sponsored by Wilsey Asset Management.
Hi, I'm Roy Robertson. Welcome to Good Business San Diego, where we're talking about the topics that are important to you, your home, your family, your health, and your money. And the following portion of Good Business San Diego is sponsored by Wilsey Asset Management. Brent Wilsey is the president of Wilsey Asset Management, and today he's here with insights on how millions of Americans are saving for retirement, contributing an astronomical amount of money to 401k plans. Maybe not enough, though. Are we taking full advantage? Brent has some thoughts here today. Yeah. Brent, let's talk about the concentration of how many people in the United States are and are not involved in 401ks.
Well, I mean, I was so glad to see this news that 50% of Americans and companies are now contributing to the 401k. That's a huge stride. And I've been saying for years, this is the best investment you can do. Yeah. People say, gosh, that's all he says about 401ks. If you're not doing it, you're missing the boat. And I tell people, the best investment, because what happens, you invest your dollar into the 401k, you get to deduct that dollar on your taxes, right. It grows tax deferred, and then sometimes employer matches that dollar. Yep. There's not a better way to build long-term wealth than investing in your 401k.
It's hard to believe that some people haven't capitalized on that when it's available to them, and we'll talk about that in a second. It's mind-blowing, too, how much money we're talking about, people invested, but again, maybe you're thinking not enough yet?
Well, I mean, we're at $9 trillion right
$9 trillion.
$9 trillion, a lot of money, but I'm hoping in 10 years it'll be $18 trillion, and that we have more people investing into it because of the great plan. Right now, there's 70 million people invested in the 401ks now, about 715,000 plans that they're invested into. And what I like to see is that it's not over-concentrated with a lot of people putting a lot of money. Like 10% of that, $9 trillion is $1 million accounts. So that means the other 90% is spread over other people. Now, what I would like to see is more people hit that $1 million account level, because you do that. When you retire, we pay about a 6% distribution rate, $60,000 a year in retirement, added to your Social Security and so forth. But what we have to do is get people to invest properly. I hate when I see somebody in the 401k pick the money market, pick the bond fund. No, this is long-term investing. Right. You should be investing for 10, 20, 30 years in equities. Some programs have real estate investment trusts you can invest into. These are long-term investment programs. And stop worrying about who the president is. Stop worrying about the tariffs. Stop worrying about all these crazy things that don't matter. What you have to do is look at, where am I going to be, 20, 30, 40 years down the road, and stop worrying about your account declining on the short term.
So it's not just that you're invested in 401ks, it's where those investments are allocated.
Yes, exactly.
Well, let's talk about eligibility and the requirements that companies have to enroll people in 401ks.
Well, I was happy to see in 2022 the federal government came out with a requirement that when you go to a 401k plan, it's mandatory that the employer puts you into these plans. And this started again in 2022. It came out with, you got to invest between 3 and 10%. And this compares to, prior to this coming out, you'd go to a new job, on the side they say, oh, by the way, I have a 401k plan. And people say, yeah, okay, I'll do that later. They don't even care about it. Well, now they're automatically enrolled into the plan. 3 to 10% of their money goes into this plan. And what happens is that they will continue to increase it by 1% per year. And about 2/3 of people automatically enrolled stay in that plan. So that's a big positive there.
Yeah, and then you get in to start, and then you decide where it is that you want to get allocated more sensibly for your needs as you go, right? Now, what about for people that are part-time employees? Do they have that capacity?
Well, I love this. They came out with a thing that 500 hours, 2 consecutive years, that's only about 9.5 hours a week to be eligible for the plan, to be put in the plan. And this can really help your younger people that, again, have, gosh, you're 18, 19, 20 years old. Wow, by the time they're 50, 60, they've really built their wealth. It gets them on the right track of investing for the retirement.
Can't start early enough.
Can't start early enough.
Get into the extent that you can, yeah?
Exactly.
Absolutely. And let's see if we can get that 9 trillion up. Right. 9 trillion is not enough. Let's push that up. You can reach Brent, by the way, by phone at 858-224-0004, or online. You can reach him at smartinvesting2000.com. Preceding portion of Good Business San Diego, sponsored by Wilsey Asset Management. We'll be right back.